Wide Side Sports. Welcome into Wide Side Sports. This is Engineer Randy alongside the talent, Seth.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are the talent. People come here for the sex appeal, and you have it in spades, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sex appeal.
Sexy looking fella.
I am.
That Nike hoodie.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Raw sex appeal.
That expensive Apple Watch. Yeah.
I think it's dying. Like it's like it doesn't even like register. Like if I get a thing on like my phone,
Yeah.
like it doesn't pop up my watch anymore. Like every once in a while it'll do it, and then I feel like there's an emergency because it's like I hadn't done this all day. then it'll do it.
Which I guess I wonder what the life expectancy on those things are.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's made it through like 5 years of like practicing and things like that, and like weather.
I was thinking like if it's like your phone of like after 2 years, it's
no, it's gone. I mean, I've had it quite a while.
That's good.
Yeah.
The sheer amount of people I see wearing those is weird.
It is weird. Like when I asked for it,
yeah,
I just asked for a watch.
Yeah,
because I just like to have like
just a watch.
One, I like to have one. I like to wear a watch because I wore one for so long. It feels weird to not wear one. And then the one I had, the wristband snapped or whatever. So I was like, that'd be a nice present. Get a nice watch. And then I got it and I was like, hey, what? I said, this is really nice. But I was like, why did you buy me an Apple Watch? She's like, oh, like, she was like, I don't know. I just, like, that's a nice watch. I was like, yeah. I was like, I use it mostly like at practices and things like that. Like
to tell time.
To tell time. Like I don't know how to, I don't know if I've sent a text message on the watch.
You have. You sent one to me.
On the watch?
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah, you do, because it always sends two. I know when you send me a message from your watch, because I'll get the exact same message back to back.
No, that's at school when I don't have any service.
No.
Well, I don't text on my watch.
You did.
I might. No.
You told me you did.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
I'll tell you right now.
You said, I only text you from my watch while I'm pooping because I don't like to have my pants on when I text you. It's exactly what you said.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Anyway, but no, it's gone like a nice life.
5 years is
nice
long.
life.
That's longer than I thought.
Yeah, I mean it smells.
And the fact to not shatter the face of that thing.
Yeah.
I mean, because I used to wear watches all the time, and like every time you walk by a table, you bang it on it. Like, I don't hit my wrist on table.
No,
like, how close am I walking to things?
I've never hit this wrist on anything, but like I'll like turn a corner.
Yeah.
And like hear it scrape the wall. I'm like, how? Like I didn't.
Well, because I
didn't rip.
I do that because I rip corners in my house.
Yeah.
Of like, how close can I get to this wall without walking into it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like if I pick up this extra 1/10 of a second, heading to the bathroom like that, it's like
make a difference,
making moves, coming off a pick.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is because I just seen it. I used to like a work watch. It was just a Timex, one of them triathlons, like just a like grenade explosion. This thing's fine.
Yeah.
Probably wore it when you worked.
Yeah.
I always wore that watch, and I haven't worn it in probably 5 years, and I just seen it on the shelf.
Yeah.
It is still on perfect time.
Really?
Because it makes its own updates.
Yeah. That's cool.
It's because I'm like, there's no way this didn't do anything. Dead nuts on the time with my cell phone.
Nice.
Right date, right day, right. I haven't touched that watch for 5 years.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Now, the expensive watch, I picked it up. Obviously, I had to shake it to get it working. Yeah, it still works. I haven't worn that in a decade.
That is how long?
But worthless. I'm not a watch guy anymore. I don't do anything that requires a watch.
Yeah.
So I'm not cool. So I can't be in the cool guy watch game.
I wouldn't say I'm cool.
You're pretty cool.
Well, I mean,
by
whose standards?
Middle-aged white guy.
Yeah, I am top of the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, top 5.
Yeah.
You're top 5 people I know.
That is a good point. Yeah.
You're top 5 people I talk to on a weekly basis.
I don't round out that bottom 6.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was talking to somebody of like the 2 things like I want to hear at like a graduation commencement speech. One of them being like, you'll be shocked as you get older how you realize you only talk to like 3 people. And then the second one of like, you're graduating here today And if you think you've pooped your pants for the last time, you're wrong. It's going to happen more often than you think. And I'm not talking about when you're in your 70s.
Yeah.
I'm talking about within the next 3 to 5 years.
3 to 5 years, you're going to shit yourself more than you'd like to admit.
More than anybody would like to admit.
Yeah. I got the poop. I haven't pooped in myself. I don't have a good funny poop story. I haven't had one in a while. It's actually kind of upsetting because I was putting out one once a year, just like a close call or like a
moonwalk into the bathroom in your own house is
that's a good one.
It's my favorite one of all time.
I haven't had one that like pisses off like the next like room teacher in a while. Like there's been a couple where it's like Jesus Christ, who did that? But we come home on Sunday. I had a Christmas at my mom's house, and we're carrying in like the stuff that we had and everything. And I'm in the garage, and there's a dog food or a dog treat box in the garage, and I hear like this rattling in it. So I walk inside, and I said, "Hey," talking to my wife, I said, "Hey," I said, "I think there's a mouse in that on that dog treat box out there." She goes, "I'm no bitch. I'll go check it out." I said, "Okay." So she gets her phone camera out, and she just like pulls down one of the sides. She goes, "It's a mouse!" and like throws the box. And I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, we could have just thrown it away, kept it in there." She goes, "It scared me." And so like the mouse pops out of the box, and I instantly just fucking boot stomped it.
Yeah.
She goes, "Oh my God, why did you do that?" I said, "We're setting traps as we speak." How did you want me to do it?
What do you think happened in those traps?
She's like, "Well, I didn't want to see it." I'm like, "Just don't throw the box." What do you want? Yes, I mean the amount of like these. The story comes full circle here. I said because the box just spills everywhere.
Yeah,
and I went back and there's just mouse shit. You know, this whole fucking. It's just disgusting how like they've been eating the shit of these dog treats for a while, and so I'm cleaning that up and I go back inside and I was like, "Hey," I said, "the last time I gave the dogs a treat," and I'm a bad dog owner, I was like, "was in the summer." And I just put them in their cage. They go to their cage, just put them in their cage. Yeah. And I was like, "How many treats have those like fucking ones have they eaten?" She goes, "Oh no, I give them a treat every day before I leave for work." I was like, "Okay." She goes, "Oh my God, how close have I been to just grabbing a mouse?"
Probably pretty.
I said, "Oh, they've been in there before when your hand's in there." Like 100% they have. She's like, "Oh my God, this is so gross." Like, you literally spoke the words, "I'm no bitch. I'll take a look."
Yeah.
And then screamed like a little bitch and threw the box and yelled mouse. I was like, "Did you think I was lying? Did you think that I just was out here to scare you? That there was a mouse in there?" Like, what do you think? Yeah. I didn't just hear a rattle and be like, I'll let that go.
Yeah.
Just funny stuff.
That was always my favorite ones, like at work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously being in a shop, there's mice in a shop.
Yeah.
When one gets in a trash can.
Oh, yeah.
And you're working by yourself, and then you just hear that crinkle or whatever in the trash can going, "What is that?"
Fuck yeah.
And like for an hour of like not knowing where it's coming from, and then finally, there's a mouse in here.
Yeah.
And then screaming.
Yeah.
And then trying to pee on it. Show your dominance.
Mice have never like scared. Hell, no. We've been doing this one time. Remember we saw a mouse in here one time, and my mind, anytime like I hear that noise, I don't know if it's a human thing or just me, I instantly go to like my worst fear, and I'm like, "There's a fucking snake in that box." Like that's the only thing I get. I'm like, I know it's not, but there could be, and I don't want to look. I pretend like that noise isn't here.
I know it's gonna rattle.
Yeah,
we don't really. In this section of Ohio, we don't have the rattlesnakes. They're about an hour away.
Yeah. Did I tell you? I couldn't remember if we did what day it happened. I don't know if I told you or not.
It's hard to remember what we talk about from week to week because I don't listen to it. I mean, I listen to parts of it for editing purposes. But
did I tell you that I sent? I did not personally send it, but I had a student get sent out in a ambulance last week.
No.
Okay. This is a good one. This goes to the earlier conversation of just not being in shape.
Yeah.
So the Army goes around to like county schools and just the recruiters, they to promote themselves, they'll go to like the gym and like the health classes, and they'll do this little like workout thing. And it's not like I did it, and don't get me wrong, it was tough. Like I mean, I was out of breath when I finished it, but it like the max kid that it took to finish was 2.5 minutes.
Yeah,
that's it. It's not not very long. So we're doing it in the gym, so it's a little easier. It's 80 feet. It's a run down and back. Then you come and you drag weights. We were in a gym, so it's a little easier. So it's on a towel, so it slides a little better. Drag, it's like 90 pounds. Drag that down and back. Then it's a shuffle down and back, and then it's like a farmer's carry with some dumbbells down and back, and then just like another sprint down and back.
Yeah.
It's like, I did it, guys. Like, this isn't that hard, So I said, I'm not making anybody do it, but I'd like for you to just try it. I said, if you can't finish it, can't finish it. No big deal. And like the Army guy's like stressing that, like, yeah, like we don't need anybody getting hurt or anything like that. If you can't do it, you can't do it. If you can't finish, if you can, great. Like 6, 7, 8 kids go by, and the guy goes, hey, he goes, I'd like for a girl to try it. And nobody wanted to step up. So we have a female math teacher. And so she tried it and she crushed it.
Oh, okay.
No, she's like a CrossFitter. So she crushed it. She crushed it. And so one of those girl students saw her do it. She goes, okay, I'll try it. We're like, yeah, we're cheering on. She finishes it. Did a really good job. Sits down. And I'm like, hey, stand back up. Don't just sit down. Your body will, work. I was like, go get a drink. So come back. And this was at the beginning of class. Class goes by. Bell's about to ring. And I go, hey, I said, go get another drink. She was tired, And it's not, she's a small girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, just go get another drink, walk it off. I said, keep breathing, you'll be fine. She goes, okay. Walks out of class. Her next class is just right across the hall. She goes in there, apparently just lays down on the ground, and then they had to help her get up. She was like fainting and passing out. They call the squad, take her to the squad, and her dad calls back like later in the day and like gives the principal an update or whatever. She was so dehydrated and so malnourished that her body was having like a reaction and convulsing, and she was then having a panic attack because she didn't know what was happening.
Gotcha.
So she just was like all these sort of things going on. So right before that, my principal has no clue what's going on. He goes with her. He comes down and goes, hey, I don't know what's going on in there, but it's like, you got to stop. It's like they called a squad for a girl. I was like, oh my God, is she okay? She goes, yeah, like she's conscious. I'm like, she wasn't like, I'm starting to like, oh fuck, like this is bad. So go tell like the Army guys, I'm like, hey, like we gotta like stop, like, or like modify it. And I tell them what happened. They're like, oh my, like we feel horrible. Like they went down and like apologized like 10 times and everything like that. I was like, never had, and they're seeing that happen. I'm like, like she wasn't out of shape. She doesn't do sports, but it's like she's not like she's not overweight. She's a
teenager.
She's a teenager. My fat ass did it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, like this, what the hell's wrong with these kids? And so then it prompts the principal to look at the video camera because he wasn't in there.
Right.
He looks at it and he comes back and he goes, like, that wasn't that hard. I was like, no, like he goes, I'm kind of shocked now. She didn't come back to school till Monday. Like this was like, she didn't come Friday. She didn't go. I mean, I was like, oh my God, like, what the hell? It's just crazy. It's crazy because I mean,
free to drink of water.
Like 40 kids did it.
Yeah.
And, some were tired. Some, legs were cramping because they don't do anything, stuff like that. But I was like, and the guy goes, he's like, we've been doing this for a long time. And he goes, we've never had, we go to like 3 counties. Yeah. Like, we've never had any of this. I'm like, yeah, I'm really sorry. He goes, we just feel bad. Like, it's like, he put these words like, I'm an idiot. He goes, I don't know if you know this or not, but that's not good publicity for the Army. I was like, it's not good publicity for anybody. like nobody.
Well, because like originally when you said that, I'm thinking, it's going to like push-ups and because that used to be what they did.
Yeah,
push-ups and pull-ups and sit-ups.
And he said it was like an obstacle course. So I thought they were going to bring like little 12 foot, like a foot hurdle, not 12 foot hurdle, like a little foot hurdle.
Climb this wall.
Yeah, climb this wall, and like maybe like a rope thing, But no, I mean they brought it in, and they're like it's tough, and I'm like, okay, like it's not a big deal, like they're kids.
Yeah,
it's phys ed. Like most of the phys ed people do a sport, so they're in. Yeah, it was funny.
It's one of the Mountain Dew and peanut butter crackers isn't gonna cut it.
Yeah, exactly. Hot Cheetos and
hot Cheetos and your milkshake from Starbucks. Because let's stop with that. That's one that upsets me. Like driving by the Starbucks on this side of town this morning. I mean, line.
Yeah.
Forever of people. I'd stop and get a coffee. It's like, no, you stop and get a milkshake at 7 o'clock in the morning. They just use crushed ice as opposed to, I mean, it's cream, caramel, chocolate, maybe 2 ounces of coffee.
Yeah. I mean, I've never really, I don't drink coffee, so I don't really order it or anything like that. But I've gotten my wife something before, and like her order itself is really long, and I've watched them make it, and I'm like, man, there's barely coffee in here.
Yeah, it's not.
Like it's like half coffee, half milk, some more cream, and I'm like, what's the point? Why is this so expensive?
I told you I was at the hospital one time. I don't know if I told you that, but there's a Starbucks in the hospital, and I mean the line was long, and I just wanted a coffee.
Yeah.
Black coffee. Got up to the counter and ordered it. And they're like, you want anything in it? I'm like, no, just a coffee. And they're like, oh. I'm like, you're a coffee place. Why am I being singled out as the weirdo that just ordered a coffee?
Yeah.
Of like, you don't want any of this?
Anything else in it?
You don't want this? No.
Yeah.
Just give me the coffee. Because I actually do like your coffee. Mm-hmm. It's quite good.
Yeah.
Quit putting people down.
Well, it does seem that way though. Yeah. I mean, that's all you want. Like, I'm not in the coffee game, but it does feel weird when somebody just orders like a black coffee.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think they should change the names of the stuff you put in it.
Like cream?
Yeah.
What do you call it?
I want a half milk, half espresso, put two pumps of jizz, and give me some of the sea lion cum. That's good.
That's good.
like you should have to be embarrassed to order it.
I think, I don't know. That seems a little too far, maybe?
No. It's right there. Especially when you're saying it to like a 15-year-old that's making it.
Now I'm in. You've convinced me. You convinced me.
Yeah.
I tell you, I didn't know like the age limit to go work at like a McDonald's or anything like that. So I had a student, 8th grader. She comes up to me. She goes, "Hey Evans, I'm applying to work." And I was like, "Where? Like, where are you applying at?" She goes, "Oh, like she goes McDonald's." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "How old are you?" She goes, 14. I'm like, "Are you allowed to work at 14?" She goes, "They're accepting my application." And I was like,
"Yeah,
okay."
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ, 14.
I mean, we hire high school kids all the time.
Yeah, but like for summer, right?
Yeah.
But not as a full-time McDonald's employee.
Well, the bad thing is she's 14 years old, probably make $20 an hour.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean,
yeah, and I was like, she'll quit. She's 14. She does like every season of sports. So it's like there's no way.
Tough to
do that. But I'm like, well, good for you. I was like, yeah, that's great, but seems a little young.
I mean, that's one of those things too of like, I think McDonald's does some stuff like they'll kind of help you with college.
Yeah, I think they do too. Yeah,
so it might be.
Taco Bell does, because every time I order, they ask if I want to donate to the students. The one time I went, "What about donating to the teachers?" And like the lady, she goes, "I'm like, I'm a teacher. I'm just messing with you." She's like, "Oh, okay." One of these times, I just want to be like, "Fuck the kids."
Yeah. I donated the other day or a week ago or so. Yeah. They asked, whatever, you want to round it up.
Mm-hmm.
My order came to a 99.
Yeah.
You want to round it up? Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do this for the kids.
I feel like I helped somebody with that penny.
Dude, my wife is such a cheapskate. She won't do that.
Just take the penny?
She won't round up. Even if it's cash. Or even if it's card where she's not getting any. Oh, like around Christmas time, like if you go to Walmart and pay like at like the self-checkout. Yeah. It like something will pop up and say, "Do you want to give to like Ronald McDonald or one of the ones?" Yeah, she's like, "No." I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like you don't have to verbally.
I'm not asking for $100. I mean,
yeah, like it's always the round up.
Yeah.
And she goes, "No." I'm like, the most you'll give is $1. Like that's all they're asking for.
I always round up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always like some buddy of mine said, "It's like, do you even think they're giving that away?" I was like, hey, like this is like Taco Bell and McDonald's. Like if they're not, that somebody's going to prison, right? Like you can't do that.
You can't do that. Yeah.
Like that's.
Yeah. It's not
you can't act like you're a charity.
It's not your local business, right? That's trying to do that.
And I hate the ones because I did it the other day. They're like, "Would you like to donate $1?" Yeah. And then they hand that thing out for you to sign.
Yeah, I'm
like,
not signing it.
Don't put me up there.
Yeah, don't put me up there.
I don't want to put my name out there.
It's $1. Just
it's $1.
Yeah.
There's 50 cents for this piece of paper that you're making. I mean, and let me guess, your company makes it.
Just put $1 on the thing and hang it up.
Just throw it in the drawer.
My one is the people who stand outside with the bells. Is that the Salvation Army and I'm like, guys, I pay with a card. I don't have cash. Like I mean, and it's funny because my kids will always be like, "Look, it's a jingle bell," and I'm like, "Yeah," and they're God, the worst one. I've had to buy Girl Scout cookies because of my son.
Oh yeah.
Oh look.
I will dodge them.
Look. Yeah, I don't like them.
I'll walk in a different exit.
Yeah. yeah.
Like, like Walmart, because like around the corner of the building, you have like the man door that you can walk in.
Yeah.
I'll like just fucking go walk in that. I'm not, hey, fuck you.
Yeah.
Don't push your shit on me.
I tell them no. They're like, you want to buy Girl Scout cookies? I was like, no. Sorry. They're like, oh, it's okay. Like,
for $9 for shitty cookies?
Yeah, they're terrible.
And anybody who talks about, man, I love Girl Scouts. You're full of shit.
They suck.
Oh, the tag-alongs? What is that?
I don't even know what that. They have the weirdest fucking names.
Yeah.
Weirdest fucking names. A Scotcheroo doesn't taste like butterscotch.
Oh, but Thin Mints. You mean a York peppermint patty? You buy one in there for 50 cents. That's all the peppermint I need for the year.
I hate mint. I hate mint.
Most people do.
Yeah, it sucks.
I do like a good mint chocolate chip once in a while. It's
Yeah, I don't. I think it sucks.
Well, I mean, your opinion. I mean, it's not a good one.
I
understand you're the talent in this bitch.
I don't like any of it. One, mint and ice cream reminds me of Pepto-Bismol. Not the color, obviously, just but like the taste of it.
That might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard anybody say.
No.
I don't know.
No way. No way. No
Is that
way.
the dumbest shit I've said this week?
No way. No, I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
The only slightly mint thing that I think I've ever really enjoyed that was like a dessert type thing is like one of the Shamrock Shakes. And I'm not even sure if it's mint. I just think it's green food coloring vanilla milk
it's
cake.
got a little bit of a... Well, you can't even get them. Because the ice cream machine's down.
Always broke.
Because I always try to get one because I like them.
Yeah.
I went one year. I tried probably 15 times in the 2 weeks or whatever that... Never. Not one.
Uh-huh.
And the McRib's back. I thought that was gone forever. What is this?
I will say this. I haven't had one in a long time, but I always enjoyed the McRib.
It's a good sandwich.
It is. It is a solid sandwich.
Pork
I really
pickles
enjoyed
and onion,
that.
and I mean,
yeah.
But like that was this is gone forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it hadn't even been a year since you said that. What is this, like the fucking Cher tour? This was the last time I'm going on tour. Do you believe in love after love?
I love the fake bone marks in the...
Yeah. Even the bones are made of meat.
It's the best rib of all time.
You know what I love about that? Not just the... This goes more toward the chicken McNuggets. Because obviously that's smushed into a pattern.
Yeah.
But somebody had to design the patterns.
Yeah.
This is what the McChicken Nugget's going to look like. And draw it. They had to draw it. Somebody had to draw it up and probably get approved by at least 3 people that make high 6 figures. And then send it to an engineer.
Yeah. Oh, really?
You got to make the forms. All that shit's got to, I mean, you got to make that shit out of fucking stainless steel.
Yeah.
You got to be pressing that shit. I mean, that like the amount of steps just to come up with the fucking.
Yeah. I always thought it was weird. Like it wasn't just like an M or like.
Yeah. If you can design, you obviously designed it. Like nothing on the chicken looks like that.
No. So if you're going to design it to like form something.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Or like an arch.
Yeah.
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 Something like that.
Grimace.
Cool. That's kind of what it looks like now.
Kind of now. It's got more of an hourglass kind of thing. Grimace.
Grimace is just
He ain't
bad.
thin in the middle.
Yeah.
He's loose in the cage.
Not thin in the middle.
He's a bit loose in the cage. But I like thinking about shit like that, of just like the most asinine shit of like, there's somebody that made probably 7 figures that had to okay this,
Mm-hmm.
and then it had to go through multi-million dollars worth of process to make this come out.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Weird.
For what? A chicken nugget that has been sold for fucking,
Yeah.
you know? Like Tyson was already making chicken nuggets when you guys put this shit on the menu. You could have just used that.
I wonder if it's a. This is a weird conversation. I wonder if it's like a universal shape. Because it seems like they're all kind of roughly shaped the same.
Yeah, I assume it's
Isn't that?
100%.
Like, okay. Like there's like
For McDonald's,
yeah.
that's
But
what
like-
they do.
But even like Tyson ones are kind of shaped kind of similar.
No, they're more rounded.
Are they?
Yeah, they don't have a thin section in the middle.
Oh, they don't have it. Okay.
Like McDonald's is more of an 8 shape.
Oh, okay. All right.
Do you think of it that way?
Okay.
But like that's McDonald's. Like that's obviously I've watched documentaries about the whole McDonald's thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like the amount of money spent, so that it's basically the amount of money spent so that no matter where you go, they're all exactly the same.
Okay.
That's their deal.
All right. McDonald's.
No, they're kind of pricing themselves out of the market. That'll be $37. I was like, I got 2 Happy Meals for kids. What do?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember you get 20 when they did like the 50 nugget box for like $20.
Yeah.
When I was in high school. That was a pretty cool deal. That was a really cool deal.
Yeah, they don't do cool shit anymore.
No.
That was the one that got me out of the Taco Bell. And this is a weird, this has been a shitty fucking show so far. But like the those taco 12 packs or whatever
Yeah.
you get, it's fucking like $20.
Yeah, it's not
Like-
$12 anymore.
Back, I remember my drunken days where you used to get dollar tacos.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine got a DUI in the drive-through because it was 2:00 in the morning, and it used to be dollar tacos on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Technically was Wednesday morning, and they wouldn't give him the dollar deal.
Oh,
They made
yeah?
him pay the fucking $1.60 or whatever it was. Got in an argument to the point where they called the cops, and he was drunk.
That's hilarious.
DUI,
DUI.
drive-through, Taco Bell.
That's funny.
That's a baller move right
That
there,
is
pal.
a baller move.
Over 60
60
cents. You ordered 4 fucking tacos. Was it worth it?
Yeah.
This is the point. It is Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. It's 2 a.m. That's funny.
Yeah.
Mm. Funny
Yeah.
stuff. Funny stuff.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope that guy's not listening to this one.
Yeah. Hey, your Bengals pulled it off the other day.
They pull off a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of cock.
Little cock.
Yeah, that was well, obviously I was texting you of like
Mhm.
getting ass pumped here.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Dude, it was, yeah, you text me that.
And then it just
It did boom, 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 boom. And that fucking touchdown by T. Higgins was absolutely
That-
fantastic.
Nasty.
Oh, my God. And that's, I mean, you see highlights
Yeah.
every week,
Yeah.
whatever. Like, that's got to be like up for like touchdown of the year or play of the, I mean, that was just absolutely fan-fucking-tastic what he did.
Yeah.
Who thinks of that? He had to land. Like, he wasn't even fully landed yet before he's trying to turn around
Yeah.
and make the play.
And that's one of those things of that goes wrong so many ways. Like you spin like that and
Yeah.
fling it out of the back
Fling it
of the
out
end zone, and now it's
Yeah.
like the game's over.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's absolutely wild that he was able to hold on to it, spin, land, it crosses the plane. It's like, ooh, dude, that was so cool.
yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, that was a weird game
Yeah.
of like it shouldn't even have been like they didn't have a quarterback. I mean, like what do you
Yeah. And the running back he had more yards that game than the starter has had in any game yet this year.
Yeah.
It's like like, what did you think they were going to do? They were going to sling it around like that all the time? Like, they were going to run the football. it's a rookie. It's not a rookie quarterback, but
Right.
it's like his third start ever in his life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But just keep winning.
whatever, man. Keep winning.
Obviously, your team couldn't.
No.
Which we knew that going in.
Yeah, they weren't going to win that
The
week.
only way you can beat the Lions is you got to throw the ball, and that's just, they can't.
No, there's not. See, that's the problem that I don't know if you watched any of the game or not.
I did. All of it.
They came out throwing the football thinking that, hey, everybody, that's how they, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's how people have done it. But that's not how you guys have won your games.
that's not.
So I thought that was a weird, and I understand their pass defense isn't very good, but do what you do.
Yeah.
I just thought that was an odd. And then when they started to run the football, they kind of started to gain some traction, and like their scoring drives were heavy run based. Like, yeah, no shit, because that's what you guys are best at. And Russ is better with the play action, not just
Right.
straight back dropping, because our right tackle likes to let the defensive end sack our quarterback. Just, I mean,
That's what he does.
That's what he does, man.
That's what he does.
It's what he does. It's his thing. But like the first drive, obviously the pass right off the bat, Judy takes it 60 yards or whatever. It's like, oh, great. And, we get the ball. And like 3 plays later, we didn't run the ball after he had that big.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you're in the 30, run the football. Don't let him drop back and pass, because then he fumbles. Because he's not great. I thought the game plan going in was odd.
Yeah.
You were on a nice win streak there, and then you got beat by the Texans. You still ran the football. Russ threw 3 picks.
Yep.
Okay. The other wins, you ran the football, did your play action, and your defense was able to keep up. Now, the Lions, it's weird that they. I didn't watch a lot of their games because usually I'm watching something else or the Broncos play.
Right.
But like the games I have watched, I look at them. I'm like, other than your back end's bad, like how have you lost games? Because your offense is very, very good, and they don't get behind the sticks. They're, you know what I mean? They keep on schedule. It's like their play action's pretty good. Goff is good. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown, like they ran to him on those play action crossers. It's like, yeah, nobody's staying with that guy.
Yeah. The way, because I've seen them lose games, the way they get beat, one, they played out in the cold weather. Jared Goff just shut down.
Yeah.
So that's one.
Mm-hmm.
2 of the games, he went last year Rams and just turned the ball over. Like they went, because hell, like the last, 6 or 7 games they won last year, they didn't have any turnovers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like the beginning of the year, they didn't turn they just had, and they went in this little stretch where they just turned it over every drive.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like the one, like going in the game, I talked to myself. I think my wife's listening, but I was like, man, like we're going to struggle. Like Denver cannot cover a tight end.
Yeah.
Like, and especially when the team is in like their 12 or 13 personnel, like we just don't cover tight ends well out of that, because we don't have that McMillan guy that will, like, he doesn't play on first downs. He comes in on second downs. So, when you're in that personnel and he's not in the game, like we don't have anybody to cover. That's a fucking linebacker covering the tight end. Like we're going to struggle. And I think they threw it to that dude like 6 times in the first 2 drives. I'm like, yeah, like all that. He gets, on those crossers and stuff, it was tough. But I didn't think they were going to win that game. That wasn't part of all the beat writers and stuff like that. They're like, yeah, we knew this one wasn't the win. Yeah. There's still like an 80% chance for them to make it if they win out. Like, so it's very winnable now.
And it's one of those things too of like at the end of the day, just because it's the Lions, like they're still 10-4.
Oh yeah,
they're that's not a bad loss.
No.
Not
at
just
all.
at a bad time. Played them.
Yeah,
you'd rather either played them earlier and like, hey, we're out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But like then you come up against them now of like, hey, we got to sneak some wins.
I would have. Now this is in just the way that when you hear like Dan Campbell talk and stuff like that, like obviously he wanted to beat Sean Payton. It's his guy he learned how to coach from.
Yeah.
2, they just lost to the Bears.
Yeah.
So he's going to be extra Dan Campbell this week in practice because they're not losing a fucking home game, but they're not losing back-to-back weeks. Like you knew they were going to bring their shit because of those 2 reasons. And it's like, yeah, fuck. Like,
yeah.
If we would have caught them on like a win, maybe, you know what I mean? They wouldn't have had that edge. They wouldn't have had that little chip on the shoulder, but fuck.
Well, I'm guessing somebody's kind of gotten his ear a little bit too of like, hey, stop going for it on fourth down in the first quarter on your own 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think they've went for it like 25 times on fourth down. It's like, obviously, it's the most in the NFL. They've only gotten like 9
Yeah.
of like, hey,
Yeah.
like this shit ain't where I understand wanting to be aggressive, but you're a good team.
Mm-hmm. You don't need
like
to
being
be
aggressive when you were 2-14.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
You're a good team now.
Uh-huh.
Like, you
Yeah.
know, now
Play
let's
the
get
game.
ready for the playoffs here. Because you're going to have to play the 49ers or you're going to have to play somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just interesting. But no, I mean, it's hell, their hardest quarterback they play is this week, the Patriots. Like the Chargers, dude. Fuck, I don't know. I mean,
oh, yeah.
And then the guy with the Raiders, God damn, they beat the piss out of the Chargers on Thursday night, didn't they? Holy shit.
Ugh.
Holy shit.
Oh, you're fired.
Yep.
This is over. This whole thing's done.
Whole thing's done.
There was one today. I'd seen the, I don't know, whoever put it out, like Sports Illustrated or whatever, maybe one of their AI bots or something that writes their articles now.
Yeah.
But it was Chargers ownership interested in Jim Harbaugh. It's like, yeah, no shit.
No shit.
Like, who?
They're interested in everybody.
He's one of the top 3 coaching candidates in the NFL, and you don't have a coach. I would be weird if you weren't.
Yeah.
You know, especially since he's one that's been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like,
and builds his team very well.
Yeah.
The one I guess you could call it a hot take, I guess. And it was comparing I guess the jobs that are available now, and like, and the guy like he put out, I can't remember, it might have been Coward, it could have been somebody else, and I don't usually like what Coward usually tries to do too many hot takes.
Yeah,
but this one I thought was interesting, and no, it was that Nick Wright, that's who it was.
Yeah, he's
out there with some stuff too.
You can tell he's just like, he's so fake with it. Of like, dude, you're just trying to be controversial. Mm-hmm. Like, you're trying to be Skip Bayless. Like, that shit has happened.
Yeah.
I mean,
the only thing I like about him is when he's trying to be controversial, he just like is in the same mannered tone.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I can respect that. You're not yelling about stupidness.
It's my turn to talk.
Exactly. But he put out the ones he thinks are going to get fired. And basically he was talking about quarterbacks on those teams. That's how he started it.
Right.
What is the what's the best job based off of the quarterbacks? And he put out like the Bears was one, the Chargers were one. Right. I forget who the third team was. Whatever. It was basically, it came down to like Bears and Chargers, where he like these would be like quarterback wise who to go with, because Fields' contract's not too bad. Herbert, is a good quarterback. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, he says that the Chargers' job, to me, is one of the least appealing in the NFL. He goes, if you take Herbert out of the equation, they have paid way too many superstars that aren't superstars anymore.
Okay.
And he went in like Khalil Mack is like $27 million on the cap hit. Now he goes, he's having a good year this year, but he hadn't had a good year since he's been there.
Right.
This is, he's like Joey Bosa, not living up to that contract, has played like 4 games this year.
Yeah.
He goes, Keenan Allen's 35, doesn't play a whole lot. His contract's worth like this much of the cap hit. He's like, your first round draft pick is a bust. The dude from TCU, he goes, he can't catch the football. He's not very good. And then he goes, Derwin James, he's the highest paid safety in the league, plays half your season. He just goes down the list. He goes, your cap hit is going to be atrocious. You have nothing to build on from. He goes, you have draft capital, but that's it. And I was like, oh, like nobody thinks about it. They just see quarterback and they're like, he's good.
Yeah.
We want that job. And I'm like, and I just thought nobody's talking that part of it. They're like the Bears. He goes, they spent stupid money in the offseason on weird positions. He goes, but they have money.
Right.
They have draft capital. He goes, and their quarterback is going to be less expensive if you re-sign him.
But you don't have one.
But you don't have one, yeah.
See, that's where I push back on that. Like those are all good points.
Mm-hmm.
Bosa thing, injuries. He's been injured.
Yeah.
My biggest problem is their receivers. They never play.
Yeah.
They never play.
Mm-hmm.
They're and I'm talking about not just this year.
Yeah.
They were both hurt last year.
Yeah.
And the year before that, they were both hurt.
Yeah.
Your Khalil Mack, here's the problem. Like when you sign these defensive ends, if you're not playing from the lead,
Yeah.
Those guys don't matter.
No.
That's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
But I think I'd rather have that problem with that quarterback.
Yeah.
Because he can cover some of that up.
And then he goes into, he said something, they got brought up like Jim Hardball. Harbaugh. I don't know why I said hardball.
Because he plays hardball, man.
And then like another coach that was like how did he call it? Like I guess like a no nonsense coach, like a disciplinarian coach. He goes, that's not. He goes, from what we can see on the field, he goes, Staley let those guys act however they wanted to act. He goes, you saw Bosa act like a fool last year during the playoff game. He goes, you see people, throwing their helmets. He's like, I don't think that would fit well because of those reasons.
And I can tell you exactly why. Because just look at what they do. Now, you say all that about with their team, but they only ever lose by, now this year's been different.
Yeah.
But they only ever lose by 3 points, and it's because the coach makes stupid decisions to never kick a field goal, to never punt, to always go for it, play the of like, your time management sucks.
Yeah.
This game should have been over.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have got beat in the playoffs. You had a 30-point lead.
Yeah.
What are we doing throwing the ball all the time?
Yeah.
I mean, then when you look at that of like, you're like a 12-win team last year if you just did time management.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, there's two. Now, that's more attractive because they fired the GM.
Yeah.
That's because that's the only way you get a Harbaugh or if Bill Belichick's available.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to see Bill Belichick in that spot. And then he's going to show you that, oh, yeah, he's still a really good coach. Because one thing, the Patriots suck.
Yeah.
The one thing you can say is they play really good defense. Still, this time of the year, they get 3 wins.
Yeah.
Those boys are still putting it out there. They just suck on offense, and their quarterback is terrible.
Awful.
Now, you can yell at Bill Belichick for, because he's the GM, but don't tell me he can't coach football.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they lost 3 games in a row where they didn't give up 10 points.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, it's true. I mean, you make a great point. Yeah.
A team that's already been eliminated, the fact your defense still does that.
Yeah, and still playing hard for you. Like, I mean, like you win a game. I forget who they beat like 2 weeks ago or whatever, and then like 3 of your players in post-game interviews have your back. That doesn't happen when you have losing records. Most of the time, though, they say something generic, like, "Oh yeah, like he's our coach." Blah, blah, blah. Like they had your back. Like, it's a weird thing. You don't see that a whole hell of a lot with.
Yeah, like there wasn't anybody out in L.A. crying for that guy when they got fired. I mean, honestly, you could say the one that got it was like Tom Telesco.
Yeah,
because he's put a quality team together. Now your receivers get hurt, understand, but that's just it's the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, he got fired because he fired a guy and hired this guy as the coach. So now you're in tandem. But you got a quarterback under contract for the next 5 years, and he happens to be probably a top 5 guy. I mean,
the Tom Telesco one, I wasn't shocked because that's just kind of what happens now.
Yeah,
when you hire the coach that gets fired, you're usually fired too. But it's
unless you're in New York.
Yeah, but it's just odd though because the dude put together a wonderful roster. I mean, going into the season, they had a top 5 roster on paper.
Yeah.
I mean, they did. It was fantastic.
And the problem was, like, the roster, even considering last year, because obviously they got, you had defensive wise, you should have been, like, you had everybody. You had defensive backs. You had, I thought the problem, and the head coach is defense coach.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah, I thought the biggest issue with I can weirdly remember only one draft pick of his just being a standout one, and it's like the left tackle, the Slater guy. Other than that, it's like he never drafted well, and he drafted like your offensive line's really not that good. You can't run the football.
Yeah,
like that should have been more of the focal point. You have the defense now. Now start working on the other side of the ball a little bit, not just drafting first-round receivers that are huge. Because that seemed like what he liked.
Yeah.
Like the dude from Clemson, I think. Like 6'5". The one they played the last game of the year last year and didn't need to play and he broke his back or something. I mean, something stupid like that.
Yeah.
And then the guy you draft this year at TCU, 6'4". Just get a receiver. Just
especially where you picked.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them. It's a bunch of them. And they're all making impacts.
Yeah. Like you have like Keenan Allen, he doesn't play a whole lot, but when he does, he's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Runs good routes, always he's catching the ball on third down, just letting everybody know that's what he does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's stuff like that you just find is like, okay, well, make everybody else around you better.
I'll tell you one that's even worse, because I'm going to get onto some coaching stuff here of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Here's the last 3 years. You drafted a top 10 running back, a top 10 wide receiver, maybe top 12 wherever they drafted London, and a top 5 tight end,
mm-hmm.
and you can't score points.
I know.
And you keep pushing this Ritter thing, and he really enjoys throwing interceptions and fumbling the ball right at the goal line.
Yeah.
And you scored 6 points against Carolina.
No shit.
There's no way he keeps his job. There's no way he keeps it. And I like him.
Yeah.
He's funny.
He seems like a good guy to be around. I mean,
Yeah.
He,
But those 3 guys in that game,
mm-hmm.
3 first-round top 10 picks, top 12, whatever it is.
Yeah.
12 touches
Wow,
between all 3 of them. Of
crazy.
You're an offensive guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the point for, there was a 7-week span where, Bijan didn't even touch the ball.
Yeah.
What are you saving him for?
Yeah, exactly. You're trying to make the playoffs.
You're losing your job.
Yeah.
And, every time he touched the ball, he did something electric.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get that one either. He, I don't know, because it's weird, because he comes from Tennessee, and it was his offense.
Yeah.
Now, Vrabel's like, this is what we do, but
yeah,
it was his offense predicated around running the football.
Yeah.
You drafted a guy who's pretty good at running the football, and you don't run the football. And you're putting a not good quarterback in positions to make those plays, and he's not able to make those plays.
Yeah. You drafted Desmond Ritter. He wasn't supposed to be your franchise.
No.
I mean,
no.
You just never. Now, I mean, granted for them, I just have to assume he's getting fired just because, that loss to Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Whatever they said, this was obviously probably a month and a half ago, came out no, we're unless something drastic happens where he's going to be returning. It's pretty fucking drastic.
That's pretty drastic. And then this week said he's going to be the coach for the rest of the year, and then we'll see what happens. Because it's kind of one of those, I guess if you make the playoffs and win a playoff game, it's tough to fire you.
Yeah.
Because that's still possible to win the division.
Yeah.
But that's what needs to happen there. And this would be a weird thing, because obviously I'm a Justin Fields fan from Ohio State, but I'm not a Justin Fields fan of hey, there's still some things he's still, the 2 interceptions, obviously those were both Hail Marys. Those don't count. And one of why are we trying that at the end of the half when you could try a 55-yard field goal?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you
give it a try, and those points would have helped if you got it. But there was also points of he still got tackled in spots. He still fumbled the ball. They just happened to recover. He's still doing that stuff.
Yeah.
They're probably going to draft a quarterback, I would imagine, with that number 1 overall pick. It'd be crazy if they didn't.
Yeah.
But Atlanta's one that hey, if you're not going to have, you're going to be in the middle of the pack to get a quarterback. Maybe that's a trade you can make, because you a second, third round pick thing, get Fields in there, and then use the running backs that you have to run that kind of offense. I mean,
that was
that makes sense to do more of a Lamar Jackson kind of first couple years of either give it to Bijan or you pull it and run around the corner, and then throw it to the tight end over the middle, and you streak down the field.
Yeah.
That's our offense.
That's our offense, yeah. This is weird, but Justin Fields is going to be an oddly super hot commodity come March.
Yeah.
Because his contract is good.
Yeah.
The good, solid rookie contract still. The Bears are in position to draft a quarterback, and teams are okay with, or probably think that we can get it. We'll fix him. You know what I mean?
He's still got all the tools to do it.
Yeah. And that was one scenario that a beat writer from Denver put out, because if they cut Russ before March 5th, then it's not his $37.5 million doesn't hit the cap. So it's a big decision to make. Are we cutting him and saving $37.5 million off the cap, or are we, you know what I mean? It's just it's a decision they're going to have to make.
Yeah.
And that was one of the scenarios Like, okay, well, we cut him. What's our options? We have wins now. We're not in that,
right.
top tier quarterback range. Fields, there's somebody else mentioned that was, like the Mac Jones. I'm like, fuck, not Mac Jones.
Yeah.
I would rather have Fields. He's athletic.
He can run.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's just like, okay, like not Mac Jones.
Well, but especially after he ripped Russ's ass,
dude,
on that sideline. And my only assumption, just watching the game, here's my only assumption is in the helmet, he told him to, hey, snap it at 1. We're trying to look at this.
Yeah.
And he snapped it was like 12 seconds left or whatever. He snapped that ball.
Yeah.
And that would be my guess of like, because I think it was a touchdown.
Yeah, it was a touchdown.
Because was that the game where it was back to back where there was kind of 2 touchdowns, didn't get any of it, ended up?
Yeah.
Like,
should have been. One of them was a touchdown.
Yeah.
I think the second one was for sure a touchdown.
Second one for sure was. First one was close.
Iffy, yeah.
But it feels like that was a, hey, don't snap until we're trying to look at this. Mm-hmm. And then he just snapped it.
Yeah. That's what I would assume as well. Like they wanted to take a look upstairs before they threw it. But again, it's like, I loved it. I loved it.
Hey, if you fuck up.
Like I really did.
It ain't the first time he'd done it.
No. And TJ Hushmanzada was on Cowards, and he's like, he said something about it. He goes, you don't see that? He goes, like Russ needed that.
Yeah.
He goes, players, most NFL coaches won't do that unless it's absolutely fucking needed.
Yeah.
He goes, he needed it. He goes, because Russ has been coddled for forever. He goes, so he needed that. And I love Sean Payton so much for his press conference after the game. Well, what'd you say to Russ? What I say to Russ is none of your business. Loved it. Not throwing any shade towards Russ. Whatever was said between them stays between them. And obviously, Russ knew he fucked up because he didn't say anything back. He went and sat down.
Yep.
But I liked a lot of coaches will be like,
oh, yeah.
We'll tell you at least the gist of what it was about, not word for word, but it's like what I say to him is between him and I. It's like, yeah, awesome. Because now there's no little clickbait thing of Sean Payton throws Russell Wilson under the bus. It's like, no, he's.
Yeah.
I liked it. I really did.
Now we got to get to the coaching one that if you've seen it, you'll know it. And it's the Ron Rivera thing.
Yeah.
So, and it's just like he is.
I think he forgot how to coach football.
I don't know that he ever knew how to coach football. I think he had Cam Newton for a couple of years.
Cam Newton, and his assistants were good.
He's only got 3 winning seasons in his whole career.
Yeah.
Of like, it's not, I mean, let's not act like he was Bill Belichick.
No, you're right. I mean, he was on the verge of getting fired a couple of years.
Yeah. But, so, first and goal at the 2.
Yeah.
Down 2 scores.
Mm-hmm.
4 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
3 timeouts.
Mm-hmm.
He scores a touchdown with 1:57 left on the clock.
Okay. Already past 2-minute warning?
Already passed.
Okay.
Had a play ready to go. Could have snapped it at like 2:15, let it run down to the 2-minute warning.
Okay. Dumb.
Then scored on the next play.
Mm-hmm.
So ran 2 minutes and 28 seconds off the clock.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking it was 4:22, and it might have been 4:42. But it was one of those. Because it was ran the ball, pass the ball, false start, defensive pass interference, get the ball back at the half-yard line, ran the ball, 2-minute warning, threw the ball. It was like 7 play, and there was no urgency.
Yeah.
Didn't call any of his timeouts.
Mm-hmm.
1:57 left.
Down a score.
Goes to kick. I don't know. They might have missed the extra point. Holder got injured. New Holder. Go for 2?
Yeah.
Because you needed a 2.
You needed a 2, yeah.
1:57 left. 3 timeouts. Onside kick.
What? Why?
They're going to run the ball 3 straight fucking times.
Yeah, just stop them. Oh, man. No, I didn't see it, but I've heard about the whole controversy and everything. Yeah.
You talk about being in a 4-minute offense. You're fucking down. You're on the 1-yard line.
Yeah, no
with
shit.
over 4 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
And you don't score until after the 2-minute warning.
Yeah. Wow.
Of like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like you have to try.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fact that he didn't get fired.
Yeah.
Right, like in the tunnel. Like, hey, you're fired.
Yeah. Well, I think
we can't.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, you're right. I mean, they already said he's gone.
Yeah.
Whatever the ownership group is already said that they're starting fresh.
Yeah.
My favorite is after they lose and like Magic Johnson will tweet out because he's part of the ownership group and he just runs that team into the fucking ground.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I lost a good cuff one today. Didn't seem like the guys played that hard. It's like, fuck, man. It's like, Jesus.
But
Christ.
who better to do it?
No, I know.
Like,
yeah. Yeah.
He's one of the best ever at his
Exactly.
sport.
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah. It's weird. Like, who now do we know that is gone? Carolina obviously will be searching for a job because the dude said 10. So I'm trying to. Carolina's gone.
Yep.
Chargers.
Yep. Vegas. Those are only the three that have been
three
fired,
that have been
right?
fired, yes.
I'm gonna obviously Washington's gonna be gone. That's 4.
There's 4.
I think Atlanta's gone.
Yeah.
I think what they said today, that was hey, you just that was embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
Of like you get unless he somehow wins out or does something like that, makes playoffs, like he's gone.
Yeah. Saints, they're 7-7.
It's about they should fire him.
Yeah. They're 6.
Like they need a
yeah.
They should have never signed the quarterback. They should have never. I mean, that's a whole. The fact of last week, the center had to be held back from fighting the quarterback on the field.
On the field, yeah.
Something's going on there. Can't have that.
No. Bears. We say Chicago.
I don't know. He might be safe.
He might be.
That's a toughie because that's a year 2, but you know. And that's a weird franchise. They just do weird shit.
They do.
Because if you fire that coach, you're for sure drafting a quarterback.
Yeah.
Because you can't bring another guy. You can't bring Justin Fields' third guy in.
Yeah.
You just
it's
can't do
work.
that. So if you're firing him, you're drafting a new quarterback.
Yeah. And the Todd Bowles one I think is up in the air because they're leading the division right now.
That's
that's
toughy because I think it was going to be the end of him.
I do too. I'm not saying it won't. I mean, if they don't make the playoffs, they don't make the playoffs. But I think he's gone. Bill, maybe.
Yeah, that was one that wasn't even on our list at the. I mean, and that sounds like that might happen.
Yeah.
So I've listened to a lot of people talk that know Tom Curran, of like he ain't saying that if he doesn't know. Like he's been covering them for 20. Like somebody has told him that. And the fact that he said when it happened. And he held it for like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Before he said anything. Like somebody said something.
Yeah. And then fuck. People are wanting Tomlin fired.
Yeah. Well, let's stop here and talk about that. It's bad. That team.
They're bad.
Dude, like they don't, outside of like a few people, it seems like they don't care. And the whole, you see the whole controversy today with his little.
With the practice?
No.
So
with the receiver about not blocking.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you see what he said when they asked him about it?
No.
Oh, at a little press conference in front of the locker. Hey, people are saying, like if you'd have gave a little bit of effort, he probably could have scored that touch. Like you weren't out at like the game.
Yeah.
Like you guys trying to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And he goes, I was just trying not to get hurt.
Oh shit.
That was his answer. I didn't want to get hurt. Like if he just shoved that guy, he scores.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we all saw it. When the play happened, I went, dude, he didn't block us. My wife said, that guy should have blocked. That guy didn't block shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was, it's him this week. Last week where the interception happens, the other receiver runs down the field, but he's running away from the play. So it looks like he's chasing it down, but he's not. He's running off the field.
And then the one against the Bengals.
He just stood there.
But the one, TJ Watt comes out and says, these guys don't want to practice, or they practice but not practice how they should.
Yeah.
And that was like the tweet. And then the comments where it was a video of them practicing, and the guy goes like this, and two receivers are doing a drill. It's like a comeback drill. Sprint up, sprint back, sprint up again, catch it, flip it to the coach, whatever. Fucking Pickens jogs, doesn't break down, kind of like circles the cone, and catches the ball and flips it back. I was like, yeah.
See, now I'm not for firing Tomlin.
Yeah.
But when that's happening, you got to have the conversation.
Yeah.
Because that's, culture.
Yeah.
That's a top down problem right there.
Yeah. That you're letting that happen.
That's happening. And like Ben Roethlisberger coming out a week ago, like, the people thinking that they just put on the gold and black or the yellow and black and think, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Like the defense isn't that way.
No.
The offense that way.
The offense is that way. And it comes, I think the offense is like that. And I think I compare it to like Hackett last year with Denver. He hadn't proven anything.
Yeah.
Like those guys don't believe in who's calling those plays. So there's no effort. There's and they don't believe in who's throwing them the ball. So why, you know what I mean? Like, why would I give an effort when, that's the only way that I can kind of process it in my own head of, they don't like, or they don't trust, or they don't respect who's calling it and who's throwing it. That would be how, in my mind, I think that, and that is a Tomlin issue that needs to be addressed. And it's a Tomlin issue. It's a Steeler organization issue of stop hiring from within.
Yeah, and I mean, it's you can't say the Tom thing hadn't worked out. I mean, it's worked. You won, like, we've only won one Super Bowl. Like, they're not free.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody praises Kyle Shanahan, hasn't won one.
Yeah.
Now, I know he hasn't coached as long, but still hasn't won one.
It's like,
has had great teams.
Like, because when did Cowher win his? Like, early 2000s.
2005.
2005 was Cowher?
Yeah.
So you hadn't won one since the 70s.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're going to act like
Cowher
won.
Cowher got beat by the Cowboys in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then won one in like 04, 05.
Yeah, and then he retires. Tomlin comes in, wins one in
08,
09,
and loses
somewhere
one in like 11 to the Packers.
Yeah, to the Packers.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we haven't won one in 15 years. So like, well, that's, I mean, what are you talking about?
It happened, man.
It's like, but just the way people toss around Super Bowls, like that's
like it's easy.
Yeah, like you should just have one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the way it works.
No.
I mean, the guy that has 6, they're talking about firing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he hadn't won one in 5 years.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
like, he doesn't know how to coach. Okay. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the offense needs a lot of adjusting and a lot of tweaking in the offseason. But again, they still have a chance to make the fucking playoffs. Now, if Pickett comes back this week, they have a better chance of winning games.
Yeah.
I know they play the Bengals this week. And that's a toss-up because they like to...
Because you don't know what the Bengals are going to do. I mean, they gave up 400 yards just a couple weeks ago when they played them. So, you don't know.
You don't know. The Pickett thing... Now, I know they said Mason Rudolph's our starter going in. Does that mean Pickett's done for the year?
I think he's not playing this week. That was that a high ankle?
Yeah.
That's
one.
like a 4-week.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're Trevor Lawrence, apparently.
Yeah.
But how's that working out?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, the other one is... And Lombardi's been on this. I was just listening to it on my way over here. Of like, why is Robert Saleh safe?
Yeah. No, that's my thing.
Like, one, you lost. Like, just to act like just because losing Rodgers meant that nothing mattered for the whole year. And then he just started listening. I was like, well, Minnesota's lost multiple quarterbacks. So they're still in it. The Bengals lost Joe Burrow. They're in the playoffs right now.
Right now, yeah.
There's a lot of backup quarterbacks winning. You guys are supposed to have the greatest defense ever, and your defense is terrible. And you're a defensive coach.
Mm-hmm.
Of why is this just like a...
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Like, why is this such a... Why is he safe?
Why you just hit the reset button and...
One, Rodgers is missing games, whether he tore his Achilles or not, because that offensive line can't protect shit. They can't protect a mobile guy.
Why is Joe Douglas so...
Yeah.
Well, he had another great draft. Okay. How?
Yeah.
You drafted a bunch of defensive guys, and you drafted a wide receiver. You didn't need a wide receiver.
No.
You didn't need one. You needed an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Garrett Wilson's great.
Yeah.
But that's not, you didn't need that.
No.
I mean,
no, I don't know. I don't agree with he's safe. I don't think he should be safe.
No, I'd feel like that'd be a, hey, Bill, would you do it?
Yeah. I honestly, if they're 5-9 with Rodgers, he's not safe.
No.
So I don't think it should change.
No.
Because none of the rest of the team is living up. The rest of the team is not living up to what the standards would be if Rodgers was playing.
And I think people put too much into, well, Rodgers wants him, so that's why he's safe. It's like, no. Is he going to retire? I don't think so.
Yeah.
He would have say-so in who the coach would be.
Mm-hmm.
If they fired Nathaniel Hackett, are they going to?
No.
He's going to, because whoever comes in, you're going to run Rodgers' offense.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. Because why would you not?
Yeah.
I mean, of like, that just, everything, defense supposed to be great. Well, they're not.
They're not.
They're fucking terrible.
They're bad.
I mean.
Yeah. And Gardner had a good rookie year. Non-existent this year.
Yeah.
Non-existent.
Yeah.
Teams are throwing all over you.
Yeah. So I just don't get it.
The one guy that I always see in highlights, though, that Quinnen Williams is tough.
Yeah.
He's tough. But no, I'm with you on the Saleh thing. I don't.
Because I would kind of count that as being one open. So where were we at? 5?
7.
7? Yeah. And you still got.
If you throw Tomlin, I don't count Bill or Tomlin.
Yeah.
That'd be 9.
Kind of hot seating both of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is weird. It'd be weird to see those guys in different. I mean, they've been doing it for so long. It'd be so fucking weird to see them in a different fucking colors.
Because that'd be the, like you fire a coach that's never had a losing season. I mean, but what's that mean?
Yeah,
it doesn't mean anything now.
I mean, fucking the Tennessee did it.
Yeah, but you're also at a turning point of where this can go bad here real quick. Real quick.
Yeah, because videos are now coming out. Players are coming out saying that there's this and that, and
then you talk about like, well, I didn't want to get hurt. Of like, okay, yeah, like you're like when you hit free agency, you think the other coaches and GMs like that?
Yeah.
Especially when you can show a bunch of highlights of the top 5 receivers in the league downfield blocking.
Yeah, no shit.
Like that's the gig.
Pickens, I want to say you're a 4th or 5th round pick, bud. You could be cut.
Yeah.
And you might be cut.
Old school Steelers, and I'm talking about, they cut Santonio Holmes.
Yeah.
And he won the Super Bowl.
Uh-huh. Exactly. He was the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or traded him. Either way, they got rid of him. They got instantly got rid of him.
A year later.
Yeah. Of like, yeah, we don't put up with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's what's a little bit's gone out of that building. Yeah, we don't put up with this shit.
Well, yeah, like the longtime GM, this is his first year out, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit ain't happening.
No, it's weird to see that because you never ever hear anything. There's like 3 organizations you never hear anything out like negative out of. It's always like you don't really hear anything. The Patriots wise, like players wise, they don't ever like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You don't hear anything like that from Pittsburgh, and other teams are you just don't hear from about that kind of stuff. They kind of take care of themselves. Like the older guys start to take care of themselves, and it's like when you got the younger generation coming in and think that they're already all-stars. Huh?
Then the rest of the week, it happened with that quote or the interview with Nick Bosa talking about, hey, well, we put the blueprint out of how to beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, you did.
You did.
But then the next one, and this is interesting because like I never thought you would have seen them do what they did. Of Josh Allen throws the ball 13 times and they just ran the ball. Like that's never of like Joe Brady going, we're gonna run the ball.
Yeah.
Because 2 things. One, that makes them a lot more scary.
Yes, it does.
And they just, which we already knew it was a problem for the Cowboys, but they just exposed the shit out of it. Hey, these guys can't stop they are built to rush the passer.
Mm-hmm.
And if you run the ball on them and just sustain the lead, they can't stop you.
I've never seen, it's weird because it doesn't ever stick out in the NFL, but Dallas struggled to fucking tackle on Sunday.
Did you want to hear the stat for the running back? 4.8 yards per carry.
Yeah.
before contact.
I believe it.
4.8 yards before anybody touched you.
I watched the game. I can 100% believe that.
But that's that goes back to San Francisco, too. If they just came and just ran the fucking ball. Because we look at this defense. Yeah, Micah Parsons, that's cute. You can rush quarterback. But if we don't pass it, that takes you're out of the game. You don't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm. Which is super weird because the fucker was an inside linebacker when he was drafted, which is super weird that he can't tackle.
But edge guys don't matter in the if you are there for sacks, we'll run right at you. I'll just pull this guard and hit you.
Yeah,
you're done.
Yeah, or we'll read you. Yeah, make you fly upfield like an idiot and run right underneath.
Yeah, that's what always gets me too. Of like, obviously, this is being a Cincinnati fan. Of all these, obviously T.J. Watt, phenomenal. Bosa, Micah, like Trey Henderson's like third in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
there's only one sack behind T.J. Watt. Nobody ever talks about it.
No,
dude doesn't wear gloves.
Yeah, I know. God, I hate him. I hate people who wear gloves. Just like kind of fucking freak.
Just a dude.
Yeah,
but it's like nobody ever talks about him ever.
They didn't when he was in New Orleans. I mean, he was good in New Orleans.
They let him go.
Yeah.
And it's not like Cincinnati paid him, but it's not like they paid him
stupid money.
Like he's making $30 million a year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, and the guy makes a difference.
Huge difference.
I mean,
when he didn't play for those couple weeks, it was bad.
Big deal.
Yeah, no, he's good.
Yeah. But Cowboys wise, if I was a Cowboys fan, I'd be pretty goddamn scared that you're not barring what happened last year to San Francisco, nobody in the NFC is beating them.
No, they're good.
They're just not. I don't know that anybody in the NFL is. This is going to be Christmas night. Awesome.
It's going to be so
Freaking
good.
Ravens 49ers. That's awesome.
It's going to be awesome. But I thought Eagles Niners was going to be awesome, and I thought Bills Cowboys was going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I have that feeling that that's what it's going to be. That the Niners are just going to just beat the piss out of the Ravens.
Well, I think what you're gonna see is kind of what Nick Bosa said of like, we just adjust our rush and don't let him.
Yeah.
Don't run past the quarterback.
Yeah, it's as simple as it is.
Keep him in the pocket and push the pocket. But the Ravens have that knack of just being there.
They do.
Like they're just
They're
there.
tough. I mean,
I fully expect the 49ers to win that game and maybe win by 10 points.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be like they're gonna be there. Like you're gonna,
Yeah, and I mean, say what you want. I know, he hasn't won a Super Bowl in a long time, but fucking John Harbaugh's a good coach.
Damn good coach,
man. Been there a long time. Yep. He's got a Super Bowl under his belt. They always seem to make the fucking playoffs.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah. Should have beat the Bengals last year with the backup quarterback.
Should have been fucking Sam Hubbard, man.
And that's a team that was one play away from going to the Super Bowl again. I mean,
yeah. No, they're fucking good. Yeah. It's
I had this feeling last night of like, and I don't know why, I was just like listening to something, getting ready to go to bed, I'm taking a piss, and I just this thought of like, what if the Bengals went on a run?
Yeah.
Now, I've obviously known that they beat the 49ers, but that's a weird thing to look at because they were, Debo didn't play that game. Trent Williams didn't play that game. Like that's a big fucking deal. Of like, what would it be like? Like, say if they went on a run and won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Obviously, Burrow is Burrow, and he's not starting over Browning because he just, because Burrow would have won the Super.
Yeah.
Of like, but boy, like how, like. If your franchise only ever gets one and it's with a backup quarterback when the franchise guy's hurt
Burrow.
and then like he never gets one of like, oh man.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me, it's not the same
like
player.
Like the Nick Foles kind of thing.
Yeah, like a Nick Foles kind of thing.
Like,
yeah.
Ugh.
Carson Wentz was having an MVP season. And then.
Because when you step back and look at it of like, this was their year.
Yeah.
Because probably that's the last year you probably have Higgins. It's Boyd's where he's at. You're gonna have to, a lot of guys.
Yeah,
getting older.
Yeah,
of like this was here's your window right now.
Yep.
Of like
yeah, it does suck because it's Burrow has not that I really ever hated the Bengals, but like Burrow, I root for him, and then obviously we talk every week, so I watch them now, and. They're a fun team to watch.
Yeah.
I hate their coach. I can't stand that guy.
He just does some weird shit, man.
He does weird shit, but the fucker wins, and he's winning the last 3 years. But it's like, man, he does some weird shit. Now, I think I'm more upset that I missed out on $330 for 3 yards, but that's more upsetting than myself. But it's like, how in the hell? I mean, he's obviously a good coach. The backup quarterback is having success right now. That one tells you that you're a halfway decent coach when you can just plug a guy in and continue to win games. But how the hell they keep winning without running the fucking football?
Yeah.
That's the most thing. I don't know if it's impressive or stupid.
For one, like they're the best screen team in the league. Nobody does screens better than they do right now. That's just.
I mean, it is weird, and
Mixon, like they've been running it more these last 3 weeks, and it's enough.
Yeah, that's all it is.
It's nothing special. No. It's just enough.
47 yards, I guess, is enough.
It's just
cocksucker.
It's here.
Yeah, I know.
It's here.
Yeah, fucking 50, man. 50.
Well, now, like you can't over under Mixon anymore because the other running back he's fully healthy. Hit 22 mile an hour on that.
Yeah,
I mean.
And he's a nice little change of pace back. He really is.
Absolutely.
But fuck, they put him in on one. It was like third quarter or something like that. And Mixon had 2 runs in a row or something like that. It was like a 3rd and 1. I'm like, fuck, they put that goddamn speed back in and he ended up getting like 4 or 5 yards. I'm like, fucking son of a bitch. I said it out loud. I'm like, it's going to come back to bite me in the ass. Son of a bitch.
When you got to love that too. They win that game. He slams that helmet down.
Yeah.
You never should have fucking cut me.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Somebody was like, he said they put that clip in there, and somebody was like, "New coach, new GM, but good flex though. I like it."
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, same ownership group. I mean,
he was a backup.
Yeah,
it's not like you cut him to save money.
Yeah,
because he wasn't making any more money than Nick Mullen.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you talking?
Yeah, I just thought it was funny. And then, like, Vikings wise, everybody was fucking riding Dobbs' ass there for about 2.5 weeks, and then he did some Dobbs things and shit the bed.
Yeah, that's what he always does. But then again, fucking Joe Flacco happens, serves 3 picks, but then throws a ball. He never broke stride. He dropped that over the shoulder of just like,
yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, that guy is in one of the most perfect spots in the entire world right now.
Yeah.
Because he has nothing to lose.
No.
Nothing to lose.
The interview with him after the game, or like Monday or whatever, in the locker room, he said something. Somebody asked him the question about playing or whatever, and it's like, I'm just loving it. He goes, in your mind, you think you can still do it, but you just don't know. And now I know I can still make those throws. It was something about like his paycheck. He goes, I haven't even looked. I don't even know if they've paid me yet. Yeah. He goes, I don't care. This I like doing of like, fucking love that guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wish he could have done that in Denver.
Yeah.
Had a really good season that year. But I like, he did an interview. They showed it before the game, and he was like, yeah, he goes, my kids, he goes, it's funny. He goes, my kids are all about, they're all about the Jets, and they wanted these guys' autographs. He goes, now we're all about the Browns. And he goes, I find it, he goes, now that I'm older, I don't find it so weird. He goes, but they were like, can we get Myles Garrett and Njoku and these guys' autograph and all this stuff? He's like, yeah, go ahead.
That's another one, comparing them to the Jets. They're on their 4th quarterback that they got a guy off the couch, and they were always defensive and run-based. They lost the best running back in the NFL. And you can argue with Christian McCaffrey. If Nick Chubb's not 1, he's 1A or 2. That's, Nick Chubb.
Yes.
Lost him. They're still winning games.
Yep. Yeah.
Here's one. Joe Flacco was on your fucking team.
Yeah. I know. But that's my point. They can't protect anybody.
No.
It doesn't matter who they have throwing the football and who the hell they have catching the football. Yeah. The guy has less than the average amount of time to throw the ball, and he's not very good.
Yeah.
So you're not going to have success. It just is what it is. And you've built your team defensive line heavy because that's what you did in San Francisco. That's fine.
Yeah.
But you've built them pass rusher heavy. You have one run stopper, and the guy is leading your team in sacks.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just you've built it very odd. You've tried to do what you did in San Fran. That's what he knows. That's what he was good at. I understand that. But you didn't build it the same.
Yeah.
When you had success with the Niners, fucking DeForest Buckner and the other dude, Armstead, ate up the middle, which freed up Bosa and whoever the hell else was on the other side. That it just made a whole lot of difference when you can stop the run with those two guys.
Yeah.
And they can still push the pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I just find it weird. Like, they rotate in a lot of defensive linemen. I mean, when you watch the Hard Knocks, like they had like 10 dudes in the room. They only cut like 3 of them. So they have a big rotation of defensive linemen, but they're all pass rush guys. You don't have a lead. Like you said, you don't have that lead. You're not even tied. You're not even in games.
No.
It doesn't help you.
You beat 30-0.
They fucking beat our ass with Zach Wilson, so
that's one of those things of where they got 5 wins.
Yeah.
Of like they beat you guys.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the fucking Bills.
Yeah.
They beat I think they beat somebody else good.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, and that's the other thing. I'll talk back on the Bills real quick. Not even in the playoffs. Like, they need help. They have to win out and need help.
And need help because they've lost, like, all their tiebreakers are AFC teams.
Yeah, because it's to the Bengals. It's to the
Broncos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they...
Like, they're ninth right now. Like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Like, that could be the team you don't want to face, and they don't make playoffs.
Yeah.
Now, they'll probably get in because, like, Bengals-wise, like, they'll 100% get beat by the Steelers Saturday. 100%.
They got to play the Browns again, too.
And
they never
you got
seem
to play
to beat
the Browns
the Browns
and the Chiefs.
And the Chiefs, yeah.
But it'd be my favorite thing is, obviously, if they make the playoffs, would be awesome because you've already wrecked your draft pick for the year, so you might as well do whatever. But to go in week 17 in Kansas City, just to go in there and beat them with a backup quarterback would be phenomenal.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, I know for some reason I don't really like them. I hate the Colts for some odd reason. I don't even have a reason to hate them. But they play the Falcons, Raiders, Texans. That's at least 2 wins.
Yeah.
Texans, if Stroud's back, okay. If not, they're kind of sketchy. They shouldn't have won that game. Tennessee's awful. But that's 10-6, 11-6, or 10-7, 11-6. That dude's coach of the fucking year.
100%.
Without the guy you drafted.
And the way it's going, that might win the division. We're not talking about a wild card. Now there's 3 teams tied for the division.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the fuck's going on with Jacksonville, but they just kind of
shit the bed.
Giving up.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, they weren't beating the Ravens. They're just a better team.
No.
But, they have 3 easy wins. I mean, the Jaguars play the Bucks, Panthers, and Titans. That's...
Buck's not and he's in Lawrence in concussion protocol.
Mm-hmm.
There's only been 1 quarterback in the last 2 years that's made it out in the same week.
Yeah.
Now, he probably will because came back from that ankle injury in like 2 fucking days.
Yeah,
I mean, apparently okay.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's not like the Bucks are a pushover.
No, they're playing halfway decent football.
Dude, this is the greatest stat of all time. In the hallowed grounds of Lambeau Field.
Yeah.
The only non-Packer quarterback in the history of Lambeau Field to have a perfect passer rating is Baker Mayfield. That is Lambeau Field.
Yeah.
A lot of people played there. Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of big-time quarterbacks. Baker Mayfield, only one.
It's crazy.
And to do it while the Packers were starting to feel good about themselves and then just get fucking murdered.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Aaron Rodgers played there for how long? I mean, he may have the most games in Lambeau.
Visiting quarterback.
Oh, sorry, visiting quarterback. I thought you said quarterback.
No, visiting.
Visiting quarterback. Yeah, that's crazy. That's wild.
It's like, what do you think? Stadium been there for a while.
Yeah,
I mean,
shit.
Been some big games there.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield.
That's funny. It's funny. No, I mean it's
Football's awesome.
It is. It's so good, and it's good. Like the AFC is so fun these next 3 weeks. Whether my team gets in or not,
Yeah.
I don't feel like they get in. I think they can win out,
Oh,
but I
yeah,
think
yeah.
other teams are going to end up winning out too.
Like let's do that real quick. What's the
Like Denver City.
let's make a prediction right now of AFC wise of who makes it in. Let me pull this real quick. Do a little talking while
just
we're
add it up.
while we're getting bad and getting a lot of static through here.
Yeah. So AFC, Ravens are 1, Miami's 2, then KC, and then Jacksonville are your playoff people. Your top 4 spots. Then it goes Cleveland, Cincinnati, Indy. Those are your 7 playoff teams right now.
All right.
And then it goes.
I think it's your phone's too close to your wire.
Yeah, you're right. And then Houston, Buffalo, Pitt, Denver are the first 4 out.
Okay. So we're going to, obviously the Ravens are already clinched.
Yeah.
Dolphins are going to win their division.
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs going to win their division.
Yep.
I'm going to say the Jaguars still win their division.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to say the Browns are in.
Yeah.
They're going to win one of those games. You get 10 wins, you're not out.
Yeah.
I don't think the Bengals make the playoffs.
Really?
No.
Oh, I mean,
think they lose.
Pittsburgh,
I think
Kansas City.
I think they lose 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
And they get to 9 and 8.
Yeah.
And I don't know that that's going to get in.
Yeah.
I think the Texans get in and
Mm-hmm.
the Colts don't get in.
You think that last game of the year is that
I think
the game winner or
Yeah.
the playoff winner one?
I think it goes Browns, Texans, and Bills.
Okay.
Because the bad thing is I don't know how the hell are the Bengals ahead of the Texans? Because the Texans beat them.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
So I don't know how that is possible.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me, but
I know there's a whole slew of shit that
Yeah.
happens, and it's win percentage against this and that
Mhm.
and that.
is it? Yeah, because it's not like they have division wins.
No, they don't
Cincinnati has
have
one
any.
division win.
They don't have one.
No, that's
And most of their wins are against NFC teams.
yeah. That is odd.
I don't understand how
Yeah.
they're.
So you think Cleveland, Houston, and Buffalo?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I think that. Sorry. Is it my phone? I'll pull it all the way over here. Okay. I'll do this. Mine are bad.
That's all
Man.
that Apple technology.
Yeah.
It's probably all the Chinese spyware that's in there.
I'll be controversial here.
Okay.
I don't think the Jags make the playoffs.
Really?
Yes. I don't think so.
100% the way they're playing, I get it.
Because if Lawrence doesn't play this week,
Beathard.
yeah,
Stud.
Bucks beat him.
Yeah.
It's in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
So I think the Bucks beat him.
Problem is, Jaguars are better on the road than they are at home.
Yes.
Weird.
But still, I think if
Yeah.
Lawrence doesn't play,
If
I think
Lawrence
the Bucks
isn't
beat
playing,
him.
that's-
I think the Bucks beat him. And then for some reason, it always seems like the Titans win games they're not supposed to, and they play in the last game of the year. So that puts them at 9 and 8. I think they can beat the Panthers.
Yeah.
That puts them at 9 and 8. I think that Houston wins 2 of the 3. I don't think they beat the Browns this week because CJ Stroud is looking like he's not playing
Again?
again.
Wow, that's
yeah.
a bad concussion.
Yeah. So I think they win 2 of the 3,
Yeah.
puts them at 10 and 7. I think they win the division at 10 and 7. So Baltimore, Miami, Kansas City, Houston are my 4. All right. I think Cleveland makes it. That they're 5. I think Buffalo makes it.
Yep.
And I think Cincinnati makes it.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Cincinnati beats Pittsburgh and Cleveland.
Really?
Yes. For some reason, I have a feeling that they will not play Flacco if they've
already clinched.
If they've already clinched.
Could be that.
That's my thought. So I'm going Cleveland, Cincy, Buffalo, no particular order to make the playoffs.
Like, if you told me the Bengals won 2 out of the last 3, I would say they beat Pittsburgh and Kansas City.
Oh yeah. With the Browns, the last game of the year,
they've never beat them.
I just have a feeling, as much struggle as they've had quarterback this year, that he's won games. Why would we play him if we're clinched? We're already in the playoffs.
Because you're not playing for seeding, because you're not going to win.
You're not
going to
win the division, so don't play him. Don't get risky in getting hurt. Yes. So I feel like they wouldn't play Joe Flacco, and then you can beat Dorian Thompson.
Yeah. Possible.
That's mine. I think it gets interesting because I think the Texans push for that division because their schedule to me seems more winnable because the Colts have been just skating by for these last couple weeks. If they don't beat the Browns, but I think they beat I think it's like the Chargers or something like that. They play the second to last week, and then I think they beat Tennessee or the Colts, and then the Jags I think lose out.
I think if I'm a Buffalo fan, if Cincinnati beats the Steelers this weekend, I am fucking worried. Because then that scenario comes in of like, because if they get to 10 wins, you can't get past them and they beat you.
Yep.
Like that's
but and this is one. It would seem like such a Bill Belichick thing to beat 100%. Buffalo to keep them out of the playoffs.
100. Like you get one of those shit weather games like they get, and of like.
Yeah, and it's not the last week of the season.
If Bill Belichick knows you're going to try to run the ball, you ain't going to run the ball.
No. So I think that could be possibly, I mean, if you could score some kind of point, then that would be an interesting one. But it just seems like a Belichick thing to do.
Well, same thing for the Titans.
Yes.
It's just like, let's ruin it.
Mm-hmm. So, that's my wild scenario there.
I like it. It's because the NFC is just kind of,
Niners.
It's the Niners. The Eagles, I think the Eagles, the big thing with the Eagles is like, just, hey, they lost both their coordinators. Like, let's not act like that doesn't matter. I mean, and obviously the one might be coach of the year in Indianapolis. So let's not act like he didn't make a difference on that team.
Exactly. Was Steichen the offensive coordinator or the defensive coordinator?
Offense.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Pew, pew, pew was defensive guy.
Yeah.
I see shots. Pew, pew, pew.
Uh-huh.
All right.
All right. You're weird.
Your team plays hard. Terrible.
Yeah.
You're going to have Marvin Harrison Jr. Probably.
Yeah. But nobody to throw the ball to him. Because Kyler sucks. Yeah.
If Marvin Harrison comes out.
Yeah. Who knows?
Has to.
He's stupid if he doesn't.
Yeah. Like, I understand not wanting to. It's like everybody's like, well, he hadn't declared yet. It's like, well, the draft didn't until fucking April.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
And whatever it's like January or whatever before they have to decide if they're coming back to school or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I looked it up, what everybody needs to know college-wise, because it's signing day.
Yeah.
Georgia's 1, Alabama's 2, Ohio State's 3.
Mm-hmm.
So, if anybody's shocked at that order, it's been the order for the last 5 fucking years.
Yeah.
I think Oregon's 4.
Oh man, they got everybody was flipping out because the one receiver flipped to Oregon or something like that.
Yeah. You know why? Because the number 1 player in the country said, I'm playing there.
Yeah.
Behind the other 6 fucking 5 stars that are there.
It doesn't make any sense.
That was the other one. Was like, I don't know. He hadn't signed his letter. Is he coming there? It's like, okay, so you think the number 1 wide receiver is going to go, you know what? Florida State.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to tell you one thing. If Ohio State's quarterback got hurt and they beat Michigan, they wasn't getting left out.
Yeah.
You can leave Florida State out.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State ain't getting left out.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Plus, was that 4 years in a row with a top 10 wide receiver draft pick?
Yeah.
Probably going to go there.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Probably going to go there.
Yeah.
The shocking thing is the Kyle McCord thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand leaving. Like, I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I just don't think him and Day meshed.
Yeah.
His game isn't what Day wants it to. He likes to push it down the field, likes to throw it outside. That's not his game. Which is okay.
Yeah.
But Syracuse, it's like he's better than Syracuse.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck did that happen?
Yeah.
Like, I would have understood the Nebraska thing, but then, that Raiola picks his 9th team in 2 years. And,
no shit.
But then again, you only got 1 year eligibility. And if you think that Dylan Raiola's playing as a freshman, I mean, there's a lot of Ohio State fans, too, that think this Aaron Nolan's going to like, Like, you probably name on one hand how many true freshmen that came in and started and actually been with a shit. Trevor Lawrence is one.
Mhm.
I don't know any other ones.
Was Braxton a true freshman?
No.
I thought he was with Fickle. And Fickle
Was
played
he?
him. I thought he was.
Might have played him, but he wasn't the starter, was he?
Okay, I don't know. I don't remember that far back.
It's tough.
Mhm.
I mean, but like in recent, like you have to go, well, this guy started. It's like, yeah, that was like 1991.
Yeah.
I mean, but like,
Mhm.
'cause, like true freshman, that didn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
The-
that's
the
like you're
only-
asking a lot.
The only other one that would come to mind, like with Beckman and Pryor, was Pryor a true freshman and they did that quarterback rotation thing?
I can't
I can't
don't
remember
know
if he
that
was
he-
a true freshman.
I don't know
I
that
don't
he-
remember.
It's hard to say.
Yeah,
It's just like it
I was in-
doesn't.
yeah,
Like
I was
you're
in 7th grade. I don't remember.
like you really have to like
dig
rack your
deep.
brain of like
Mhm.
I don't. I mean, like,
Yeah.
but everybody's just like, oh yeah, this is our guy next year. It's like
Mhm.
you're gonna forget about him by the time it's
Mhm.
time for him to be a starter. You'll forget that he was even there.
Yeah, exactly.
Of like,
Yeah.
So you think like Arch Manning couldn't start as a freshman?
Yeah.
Like, so but you think a 4-star recruit is gonna?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
dude, it is so tough. Like, because I always flip comments on when somebody signs or they flip of like these fucking fans, man.
Yeah.
It's like that kid is 18,
Oh, I know.
possibly 17.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit.
Yeah,
you
you
should have
didn't choose
came
our
here,
school.
you fucking loser.
I know.
Of like,
It's crazy.
what are you talking? He
Holy
never
God.
signed a letter to you.
No.
He's fucking going to them playing for money. It's like,
Yeah.
well, maybe his family didn't have. I mean,
Yeah.
what are you talking
exactly.
about?
Yeah.
I was going to get nothing here. They're going to give me $200,000.
I'll
I'm
do
going to
it.
go over there
I'll do it.
because if you're good enough, you'll make it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People are nuts. They are. They're
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. For kids, for college football.
You're a piece of shit. You're a 50-year-old. What are you fucking talking about?
Exactly. Yeah. You came to our school. You didn't graduate
Yeah.
college.
It was like that with the Rashad Mendenhall thing, which was
Yeah,
awesome
it
because
was
that lit
great.
up
It
like
was
the
great.
NFL guys coming in
Yes.
and taking that as a,
Uh-huh.
well, let's fucking play this
do
out.
it.
Let's see
Yeah.
what it is.
There's
Like all the people that are like, oh, they're talking bad about all the white players. Like, no. What he was really saying is all you fucking old white guys that are on TV that never played football that are telling people that how shitty they are at football.
yeah, exactly. That's
Like
all
you
he
look
would
at a
say.
Skip Bayless that
Yes.
says he fucking sucks. It's like
Yeah.
that guy's better at his job than you've ever been at any job you had in your life. He's in the NFL.
Uh-huh. Yes. The only reason you have a job is because this guy's playing. Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Like, what are you talking about?
yeah, I know.
Because people are like,
yeah,
no, this guy sucks. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, there's 5 guys on every NBA team that never see a minute of playing time for the whole fucking season. And they are better than everybody that's ever talked about the NBA on fucking TV.
Exactly.
I mean, outside of like Shaq and,
yes,
you know.
yeah.
But like the actual guys that are like,
Uh-huh.
well, this guy sucks. He's not good. He
Mhm.
doesn't play. It's a team game. It's like the guy on the end of the bench would
Beat your ass.
be. I mean, what are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Exactly.
I always loved that when that Scalabrini was doing that when he came out and said, I'm closer to being as good as LeBron James than you are as being as good to me.
Me. Yeah, exactly.
And then people call him out and he goes and plays them one-on-one and they don't fucking score. It's like, he's a
Uh-huh.
fucking NBA.
NBA player.
So we
yeah.
only average 8 points a game. It's like, in the fucking NBA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What do you? The point guards are 6'10".
Yeah.
What are you fucking talking about? Well, he's got red hair. Yeah, he's also 6'8".
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
exactly. Got a championship, man.
yeah,
He played.
and was undersized.
Yeah, he played.
It's
Yeah.
like I just don't. It's like, man, the audacity of some of these
I know.
people on.
I know.
And I understand it's a whole hate model that
Mhm.
you got to hate everything.
Yes.
That's the only way you can get clicks of like.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, I say hateful things like because Russell Wilson's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with his game. Like, he's fallen off, but he's won a Super Bowl.
Uh-huh.
He hasn't been an MVP. He's been
Yeah.
a Walter Payton Man of the Year, which,
Mhm.
means something.
Yeah.
I just think he's a bad human.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And at the end of his career, I mean,
Mhm.
that happens.
Yep.
But he's still a phenomenal fucking football player because he's a
Exactly.
quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
Only 32 of those fucking jobs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is great. But yeah, the him saying that and everybody got all butthurt about it. I'm like, he's just tired of the people who don't play talking.
Well, did you see the kind of the quote tweet or whatever, JJ Watt?
Yeah.
The one guy's like, this guy's a racist and you're not sticking up for your own race. It's something wildly racist that that guy said. And JJ going, well, I thought about it, and he said white guys can't play, and I'm a white guy, and I'm pretty good at football. So I took it as, hey, let's have some fun with this, and this is kind of a joke.
Yeah.
And wasn't talking about the actual players.
Yes, exactly.
He's talking about the 400-pounder sitting behind a fucking microphone.
Yeah.
Not one of us.
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
not saying
good.
that. I'm talking about the one that gets me, that one guy on ESPN, man. But
The dude
has a
does the
show
NBA.
has a show with Canty. But he's a big tub of goo.
Wow.
It like hates Rodgers. Of like, this guy just can't do this. It's like, dude, who the fuck are you? Like, you're in a times, like, you're not even good enough to be on ESPN. It's just that they needed to fill a time slot.
Yeah.
And they stuck you in there.
You in there.
Well, I get this many listeners. No, ESPN gets that many listeners. It ain't for you.
No.
You could disappear tomorrow. I didn't even notice you were gone. But it's every day on my way home. It's like, oh, Aaron Rodgers is doing this. I'm like, what do you like? Football's really good right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll clear this up because I'm sure everybody said this too about the Aaron Rodgers thing. He said from the get-go, the team has to be in playoff contention for me to even try to come back.
Yeah.
And then when they come back and he says, yeah, I'm not going to play this year, of like, it was going to be, and they're like, well, then why did you drag us on? No, he told you from the fucking get-go.
Yes.
The team has to be in contention to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're not.
Whoever thought that was a thing anyway is stupid. He's not going to come back and play if it means nothing.
Yeah. And they're like, he's dragging us. Like, he just loves the attention. Like, no, I think you like talking about it.
Yeah.
Because you do it every day.
Uh-huh.
Like, so maybe.
Morons.
I just like when people try to make money off other people's names by running them down. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Especially when they're like you could be good at your job, but not as good as he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's,
Mm-hmm.
This fucking guy. People ain't taking care of themselves. Oh, fuck. I don't know that I got a lot more to... I know it's a quick text between us, but like first 3 Reacher episodes.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Really enjoyed it.
Like
Yeah.
And then I seen the thing like they're already in the midst of shooting season 3.
Yeah.
Of like,
which is fantastic.
Hey,
yeah.
Let's go. Woo.
We won't get it for 2 years, but
yeah.
I'm pumped.
I did see an interview with him. Obviously, the show's good, and I don't want to give anything away for people that, haven't seen yet. I seen an interview with him talking about, obviously, his physique.
Yeah.
And he said for the first season, like he obviously has always been kind of ripped, but he was a smaller guy. Like he was skinny. Like he was shredded.
Uh-huh.
But as a like skinnier guy shredded, like
now
he wasn't
he's
massive.
He's mass. Yeah.
Said for the first one, they said, when he came in, they were giving him the job of like whatever he weighed, like 215. And he's 6'4", so 215, pretty skinny guy. He needed to be like 240, 245.
Yeah. I saw that interview.
It was like 8 months of him just getting after it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, got there.
Yeah.
And then like went in and got tested. And they're like, because also like 42 years old.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know he was that old. It's like goes in and gets, blood test or whatever. They're like you have 0 testosterone.
Oh shit.
So he's talking about like, so now he's like, he's on testosterone replacement therapy, which will cause you to get but it's nice to hear him talk about like, nope, it's all natural. I just eat chicken and rice.
Yeah.
Put on 30 pounds of mass every year we go to film this. Of like, no, they said like you have nothing left.
That's
like,
crazy. Yeah.
But
it's wild. Yeah.
And then also seen videos of the Liver King. Like he looks like he's dead.
I haven't seen a video yet.
Oh man, that guy. Like he's like bedridden.
Oh really?
Obviously he's been doing so much juice.
Yeah, and eating raw meat.
Yeah. Also didn't build those muscles with raw meat.
Yeah.
But he's sitting there. He goes, "I'm still taking the doctor's advice. I'm still in bed and I'm resting up, but I still got to get my shred in." And he's still, But he's got those electrodes just fucking shocking the shit out of his muscles. Like his face is all, I'm like, dude.
Jesus Christ, dude. You have children.
Like your whole thing was, I'm a clean guy, and if you eat liver, you look like me. That's wildly not true. Like your whole program of steroids got like, there's like $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. Stop. You're going to die.
I mean, just stop.
Yeah. Crazy.
You still gotta have people go, those emails were faked, man.
Yeah.
Fucking Liver King is where it's at.
Yeah.
If I eat this raw liver, I'll make it.
Instead of get botulism and instead to shake. I got rabies.
I just take a bite out of a pig.
Yeah.
I don't even slaughter him anymore. I just cut the skin back and I just take a bite. And then I can just, you don't have to put it in the fridge because he's still alive. I'll just bite him again tomorrow.
Second breakfast.
Bite that ass cheek. It's tough when I want the bacon because I got to lay under him and bite his belly. And he doesn't like it.
I just got the image in my head.
Trying to lay under
a pig.
It's not that you flip him over and tie him up and bite him. No.
It's
You
like
got to lay under.
the oil.
Try to hold his legs. Don't piss on me.
Bet nipple off.
Yeah. That's where it went sideways. This wasn't the first half hour of this show was fucking terrible. The football talk I love because it's football talk, but like we did nothing that first half hour. There was no funniness.
That's okay.
There was no nothing. It's a shit episode. Football is great. I mean, we're the best that have ever done it. Everybody else sucks. It's just that they don't realize it yet.
Amen, brother.
all the other fatties telling these professional athletes they're not any good at football.
You guys suck.
Back when I played football, we used to run fucking option.
Yeah.
Why didn't they run any option? That kind of hurt my throat.
I was going to say.
Caught me. Back in my day.
He's doing the Richard Nixon face jiggle.
We're going to throw it again? Let's run it. Okay. That's all. I don't have any other.
All right.
I don't have any other imitations to do.
White side?